Hello everyone, it's Shel C from PaperOcotilloStudio. Today I'm sharing with you my first time experience of playing with acrylic pouring. This is a fun activity, probably not something I'll do often, but really awesome to try and get interesting effects using this type of a process. I have here small, tiny little canvas board, and I am using Decoart brand's pouring medium and some of their paints. I just returned from an art retreat, and Decoart was so generous to send us lots of products to try and to play with and to use and to share. And one of the things they sent was this pouring medium, which is an acrylic base that basically doesn't have any pigment in it, and you mix it with different paints. And we tried the media fluid paints, we tried the metallic paints, we tried the traditions paints, which are a little bit thicker, and you mix the colors together with the pouring medium, and maybe in some cases a little bit of water or oil if you want some different effects, and then you can use it in all different ways to make these pouring canvases, which have very random and interesting designs that you don't expect. So this first one that I was doing is called a dirty pour, and the reason it's called that is because you put all the paints into one cup and just make a big, what you would think is a dirty mess, but actually when it pours out, it has all these swirly, marbly colors. And so I put my cup of dirty pour on first, and then I'm filling in the sides with a little bit of the leftover paint I had in the different cups that I had poured all together. Rather than tilting it and trying to get it to spread out, I wanted to try to keep as much of that swirliness in the center. So the colors that I used, there was the copper penny metallic and the, I think it's called amethyst purple metallic, and then the other colors were from the Traditions line, a cobalt turquoise type color. I think I had some titanium white. You usually have a neutral, and what else? I don't know. There might have been one other. I'm not sure. But anyway, I poured some extra on the edges, and then I'm just kind of tapping with my fingers to get it to spread out. A lot of times you may have watched a pouring video before. There's lots of them out there. If you haven't, there's tons. Pretty much everyone tried pouring, and that's the reason that I didn't try it, because I don't do what everyone else does. But this was fun. The white part in the center is probably some white paint, but also there is the pouring medium, which ends up drying clear. And the two canvases that I made, I don't actually have yet because I had to mail some stuff back to myself from the retreat because my my suitcase was going to be way over 50 pounds. So I don't have the finished pieces, but I do have pictures of when they were still wet. So this one I also, because it had that copper, I added a little bit of copper flake to it in the center. And at some point I'm going to put a clear coat of the Decoart clear top coat stuff over it, and it'll be very almost look like resin over the top, but I haven't gotten to that part yet. So here's what it looked like when I set it down to dry. It did change a bit, and I also did put these flakes in, which here's the second picture of what the copper flake looked like in there. I thought it was interesting. I thought it looked kind of like a geode, so I thought it would be interesting to put something metallic in the center there. So for the second one I didn't do a dirty pour. I used all the colors individually, and I was mostly kind of using up the colors. I didn't really make any new colors. I had a couple of other cups from other people at the table. Everyone was doing this all together at the table, and so there was a lot of pouring going on, and we shared some of the cups. So my idea on this one was to make kind of an undulating swirl through the middle of the canvas. And so I started with the two neutral colors. That one is called medium beige. It's in the Traditions line from Decoart. The other one was titanium white, and I'm trying to get all of it out of the cups because I don't want to waste anything. And in fact, Gina took her extra cups and poured them out onto a Teflon sheet, let it dry, and then she ended up making a covered tumbler with resin with the pour that the extra paint that she did. And we also put it on some paper and some different stuff. So we were trying not to waste anything. So then I'm spreading out the paint to get the whole canvas covered as much as I can using my finger. Of course, you see I've got gloves on, which is an unusual thing for me. I usually don't have the gloves on, but I didn't want to be completely coated with paint. So those are the neutral tones, and I'm just trying to get a solid coverage over the whole little canvas board. These canvas boards are the cheap ones from the dollar store. This is probably 5x3 maybe, or maybe 4x6. They're pretty small. So then I decided to put some kind of wavy undulating lines of color through the middle, and that was what I wanted my end result to be like. However, as the pour is sitting around drying, the paint does spread and it doesn't turn out exactly the way you leave it. You know, you pour it on there and you say, okay, I like this. I'm going to leave it like this, but it does continue to move a bit because it's self-leveling. It's making itself run off the edges so that it can level everything out. So this was really fun. We had a lot of fun, and I'll show a picture at the end of all the different little mini canvases that we had laid out that everyone tried out. The art retreat, there was eight spots, and the people that were there, you probably would recognize a lot of them because they are other YouTubers that make creative content for you. Peg, my friend Peg was there, Peg Robinson, Gina Ahrens, Cindy Utter, Leslie McGrath, Vicki Brown, Carla, who makes the tumblers, and I don't know what her last name is. Who else? Seems like I missed one. Oh, and Cindy's friend Lynn. So we were all together in a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom condo type situation, just playing with products all day long. And Decoart was so kind to send these pouring mediums and paints and things that we played with. So they were kind of sponsors or whatever. So now I'm just adjusting the different paints and kind of making sure that they've gotten all the way to the edge. And I've got my ribbons through the center. I'm not sure that anyone else does pouring this exact way, but it worked for me. I figured you're just pouring the paint on the canvas. So that's pretty much what you're doing, pouring the paint on the canvas. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. This was just like a little sneak peek of something that we did. I did a lot of gel printing with the Decoart and Stencil Girl stencils that were sent in the paints. We made resin-covered tumblers. We did watercolor. I don't know, all kinds of different things. So a few of those things will be coming up on the channel. Of course, November is coming up with art journaling every day. And I will have a vlog about that on the 31st so that you can get all the prompts and you can join us for art journaling every day. That's hashtag Art Journal Habit 2018 coming up in November, on November 1st. So thanks for watching, guys. And there's a couple pictures at the end. And that's it for me for right now. Bye-bye.